guys, what's going on? It's DJ here, and my bro just stepped out, but we're gonna get into this week's weekly recap of Walking Dead. Last night's episode was self-help. It was pretty amazing. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's share opinions, and let's see where it goes from there. So last night, it focuses on the group who's taking Eugene all the way to Washington, D.C. so he can cure this whole entire Walker epidemic, and that is Abraham, Rosita, Glenn, Maggie, Eugene, and Tara. Just things keep happening that are really detouring them from where they need to be, and things keep getting in the way. The bus breaks down, and that's because Eugene put glass in the, I think the gas tank, I believe, and it caused the whole thing to just flip over. He actually comes to Tara and tells her the truth, but she doesn't say anything to the rest of the group because she said they have each other's backs, and Eugene finally has somebody to kind of open up to, and they become friends. Finally somebody he could tell the truth, because he's been lying this whole time. I thought it was way too early, at least for this TV show to be, where Eugene finally tells the truth that he's not really a scientist, but it really surprised me. That's the thing with the show. It really just keeps surprising you, and I thought that was pretty awesome the way that whole thing played out. Anyways, there's a huge part where they show Abraham's backstory and where the brutality and aggressiveness began with him. He was with his family during the apocalypse with a group of survivors who he knew. These people are men that he trusted, knew, and when he went out for a supply run, came back to find them raped, his daughter and his wife, and he ended up killing the dudes with his bare hands and some cans, and it's really ridiculous how just the way they showed that. It was pretty crazy. It kind of also showed his family what lengths he's willing to go through for them, and I guess that scared them. If I were Abraham, I'll probably do the same thing if somebody hurt my family in that sort of way. After they leave Abraham, and he goes out to find his family, only to find them chewed up and eaten, all of them. And then that's where we meet Eugene, and that's where the lie starts. He says that he has an important mission, which is to save the world from the zombie epidemic. And he basically, towards the end of the episode, finally broke down, told the truth, and he got exactly what everybody expected for him to get. A huge beatdown by Abraham. You can't even tell whether or not he's alive because of how hard Abraham hit him. Alright, so basically that's where we leave off. We get the backstory of how Abraham met Eugene, and then why this mission to get him to DC was so important, and for it to just blow up and turn out to be a lie, and Abraham's world just come crashing down was just pretty emotional, and you kind of feel for the guy. You also kind of feel for Eugene, because he even said that if he didn't have something like that to protect him, the lies and all that, then nobody would protect him, because he said that he can't even protect himself. So seeing him be able to open up to somebody like Tara, and finally having one brave moment where he tells the truth to this massive dude, saying that I lied to you, and I basically risked everybody's life to get me protection, and maybe yourself if there is salvation wherever we're going, and it turns out to not be true. And the funny thing I found was my brother and I were laughing is because he said right before he got knocked the crap out by Abraham that I'm still smarter than you, and it was probably the dumbest thing a smart person could ever say to somebody that's as big and tough as Abraham. Because you know you're about to get hit by a fire truck if that dude gets mad. Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting episode. I like how they're switching between the different parts of the group. I like how the pace is kind of like, it started off pretty fast, and then it kind of winded back down, and it started off pretty fast again, and then some bad things happen, good things happen. And now it's at that point where it was like, it was kind of getting good, and then boom, you just hit something, a surprise. I think this episode really makes you understand who everybody is in that certain group, because we already know Maggie and Glenn, we already know what they're about. We kind of still know about Tara because they had been explored in the prior seasons. You just kind of understand where Rosie, well, you don't really know where Rosita is from yet, but you could tell that her and Abraham have this very romantic connection. That's also a funny part where Eugene was staring at Abraham and Rosita doing it, and it was just, I thought that whole thing was just funny, and then even Tara took a little peek. This episode was pretty great. As far as the next episode goes, they showed a preview, and it now focuses on Carol and Daryl trying to find Beth, and I told you guys it was a setup from the beginning. I knew Carol was not that dumb to get caught. She had to have been caught for a reason, and that's what it looks like in the previews. Daryl said we have the advantage, we know where they are, maybe we could try to find Beth and everything. So what my guess is in the next episode is that obviously Carol had gotten caught. She's gonna destroy everything from the inside, and then Daryl's gonna be somewhere in the background. He probably also found Noah, who escaped before. And that could be him, maybe it's Morgan, who knows. But I think they're all gonna just storm into that place, break everything. I do want to tell you guys that there was a part in the preview where Daryl is burning a body that's pretty petite, and it's tucked underneath a white sheet. And people are saying that that's Beth, but I personally don't think that's her. I'm really hoping that it's not her. I hope that they really bring her back into the main group and everybody just gets back together and they start new somewhere. But last night's episode, like I said, was really great. I'd like to know your thoughts on what you think about the whole season so far and what you thought about this episode. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! I'll say bye, Jeremy.